Brown here. In today's exciting episode, I'm going to share 4 lessons I learned from 2 years in business. Two years in business. 2 years. I recently filed the annual return for the business, which is basically a document that tells the government that yes, Brown Carpentry is still a business. So yeah, officially 2 years. I've learned a lot of things in that time. Number 1 is how to get work. It's different for everybody, but I've found that the adage of friends, family, and fools is true. So most of the work that I get is through friends and family. Now, fools, well, it sounds a bit dramatic. Fools is basically people who are willing to give your business a chance. Whew, some view. So when I got back, I did work for my girlfriend's family, I did work for my family, I did work for their friends, and that just sort of snowballed, and I ended up doing one after the other. When I first got back to New Zealand 2 years ago, I started working for other builders. You know, they'd already established themselves, so they had a whole workload that they couldn't keep up with, and I ended up inheriting a bit of work that way as well. I guess the short answer is you just have to put yourself out there and meet as many people as possible. We're going to try and squeeze a shower in over there. It's going to be pretty tight. Now, once you find your clients, you get to lesson number 2 in my experience, which is be okay with spending people's money. Total mess here. This is a difficult one. Getting comfortable with spending other people's money is something that I've still got to work on myself. But the more you do it, the more you get used to it. And once you feel confident in the reasons you charge what you charge, and you're more familiar with how much things cost, then you slowly start feeling okay with it. You'll still get your clients that might pressure you money-wise, because I mean, it's their biggest asset. You know, they don't want to just throw money at something if they don't think it's going to be worth it. But like I said, I'm still struggling with it myself. To this day, I order enough materials to do the job down to a T almost. I'm always terrified of ordering too much, even though I can credit them. It's silly. I still struggle with it. But I like to remember that people have come to me because they want to do a building project, and my responsibility is just to do the best job I can do and do it at a fair price. Now, lesson 3 doesn't need much of an explanation. It's pretty much take responsibility for what you can control and don't stress about the things that you can't control. The only reason I mention that one is because I have to tell myself that every single day. What do I mean by that? Well, if you had any dreams of, being your own boss and not working for anybody and answering to no man, a building business isn't the way to achieve those dreams. Not only do you still have a boss, that boss changes on every project. If you're building a deck for 2 weeks, whoever owns that deck is your boss. If you're extending a house for 6 months, that person is your boss. All those feelings that you get when you're working for someone and he's telling you what to do and all that kind of stuff, they're still there when you own your own business. That person just changes more often. The good side of that is clients usually want what I offer. They're sort of trusting my building expertise and knowledge and my suggestions to get a good result. It's very rare that I'm forced to do something that I really don't want to do. The need to get on with people is just as important as ever, and I can't see a reason why I'd ever want to change that. And unofficial number 5 is, when you run a business, get ready to empty your van over and over. It's ridiculous. Between jobs, you end up with so much extra tools. When I was working for other builders, I didn't think about wheelbarrows and stuff like that. They were just around, you just use them. But when you're in a business, you have to. I've got 2 of these things. Well, I hope that was useful to somebody out there who might be... If you're thinking about starting your own business and perhaps you're a little bit apprehensive, my advice would be make a start. There is no good time. I've started my business in a construction boom in New Zealand, and I've still had days off because I had no work. The best way to learn to run a business is to try and run a business.